Do you even MMO, bro? Twin Saga. Let's go ahead and create a brand new character. Now, looks like right here we have 7 different classes. So I have come up with a system. You see, I have a random number generator. And between 1 and 7, that's going to be what class we're going to go after. We got number 2. It looks like number 2 is going to be Mage. We're going to be hitting random twice. So 1 and 2. We're going to be a blondie. We're going to have to do a name with 2 characters in it. We'll do Da. Let's see if that's available. It is available. Time to start the game. In the beginning, the Maker created the world. He chose the most brilliant, dazzling star, and called it Ethereum.
A beautiful name for a beautiful creation. Calling upon the power of the celestial scale, the Maker brought forth 2 goddesses. He entrusted the twins with the calendar of creation. Within reach was written the very fate of the world itself. As we're told, the land came to flourish. The people of the time, basically they need to do calendar for people to understand the world. But the 2 goddesses decided to together and powers and so
it's basically 2 kids didn't like each other, decided to fight. One used the ability that created them to overpower the other, and the other one said, "Heck no, I ain't about that life," and scattered everyone across the university's server. And now we are one of them. That's probably the gist of the story. We aboard on a ship. 15 years have passed since the last Great War, and the calendar's turned to a new page. Our young hero sets off for Raywing Island, full of hope, spirit, and a thirst for adventure. Unbeknownst that their own story is just beginning. Your legs are a little shaky as you disembark from the ship and gaze out across the equatorial landscape of Raywing Island. The solid ground feels like an old friend beneath your heels. You take the opportunity to let the warm summer breeze marble in your lungs. You've already gone over the details of your mission more times than you can count. A surprisingly good way to combat sickness, actually. So you've no short supply of confidence, but there's still one thing that baffles you. Why on earth a gang of wolves would deem this isolated island an agreeable location for a bit of pack hunting? Certainly they could whet their appetites more thoroughly elsewhere. Nevertheless, it's your job to take care of them, and you're prepared to do your civic duty. You're interrupted from your wool gathering by the penetrating sound of your own name. "Hey Da! Over here!" Head on a swivel, you scan the perimeter and hope no one had noticed you nodding to yourself with a strangely self-bolstering smile. There's a girl waving at you. Fina, no doubt. The mayor's daughter and the girl you've been tasked with escorting. Wanting to appear suitably dependable, you smooth the front of your garments and trasp over with the slightest of saunters. Upon reaching the girl, you offer the most deferential bows before bequeathing her the bounty letter from your pocket. You do, after all, want to be paid for your services. Fina giggles softly at your social graces before taking the letter and swiftly scrawling her signature across the bottom. I must admit, you're younger than I expected. She hands the letter back, and you quietly tuck it away. Water's good for you. Well, your credentials must be in order for my father to hire you. He's not the easiest man to impress. Ah, right. Her cheeks flushed with sudden abashment. I didn't even introduce myself, did I? I'm Fina. Fina Aguirre, the mayor's daughter. I'm sure by now you've already gathered as such. The wolves here have been a right handful lately. If we let them be much longer, who knows what they'll attack next? Livestock? Pets? Children? Fina's eyes twinkle as unmitigated excitement. You see, I can read, I promise. She quickly averts her gaze. Da, you were tasked with escorting me, correct? With an overzealous slap to your chest, you reassure her that you'll do everything in your power to keep her alive, well, and in possession of her every limb. Okay then. The earlier twinkle has yet to vacate Fina's inquisitive baby browns. Then, perhaps you'd allow me to take a glance at that weapon you're carrying? Her gaze drops to your belt and you instinctively bring a modest hand up to cover yourself. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing like that. A rosy pink spreads across her cheeks. It's just that I've always been fascinated with... She makes a pass at your weapon, but you casually step aside. The outside world, and I've longed to be a mage, and... Another pass and miss? Travel the land. You watch as the crease between Fina's brows grows to an astronomical height. Finally, she steps back with a huff, Her cheeks puffed out in indignation. Letting her take a tiny peep wouldn't be so bad. Would it? See, are you happy? Are you happy about what you're seeing here? You're seeing greatness right here. You're seeing a man with a large staff. Sliding your weapon out with grace. Sliding your weapon out with practiced grace. You give it a twirl with your fingers before laying it flat. For Fina's practically prurient. Graze. Wow. Sliding your weapon out with practiced grace. You give it a twirl with your fingers before laying it flat for Fina's practically prurient gaze to absorb. That power. That pure destructive force. Yes, a wooden stick has major destructive force. You can see its shining surface reflecting off the whites of Fina's eyes. It's so fascinating! Her hands shoot forward to grab it, but you have expected such a ruse. You nimbly twirl it out of reach and bridle the covetous girl with a well-paced palm to her forehead. Fina turns away with a huff and laces her arms across her chest. I get it! A forlorn sigh. I won't try to touch it again. I really don't see what the fuss is about. I only want to hold it a bit. Fina emphasizes the words with an overly vigorous tug to readjust her ponytail. At any rate, we should be on our way. My Uncle Samuel lives further up the path. He should have more information about the wolves. Snippy? Callous? Brazen? Why, this Fina seems like an entirely different person than the one you met only 5 minutes prior. Not keen on spending the rest of your time here accompanying Miss Hate-Me-Not, you suggest that maybe, at some point in the future, you might let her try out your weapon. The speed at which Fina spins around rivals that of a carnivorous lupine in the presence of a freshly sliced chop. Really? She darts forward and grabs her hands. Do you mean it? We should hurry then. To see my uncle. He's a seasoned warrior, you know. It should be perfectly safe with someone like him. The path twists and turns deeper into the woods, and despite the relative calm of the friendly forest critters cheeping and chirping to your either side, you can't help but have the burgeoning feeling of disquiet fluttering in your belly. I'm not the best Englisher, I'll tell you that much. Now look at the little kitty. Aw, if only something wouldn't scare it, right? I stand corrected. That move, that perfectly executed breathtaking move, Fina's voice quivers in time with a rapid tremolo in her pupils. Fina's adoring gaze of unbridled deference. We'll go with deference. We'll go with deference. Has you feeling especially cavalier. Brushing invisible dust off of your garments and ably fastening your weapon back to your belt, you explain to her the one true art, ultimate moves. You return to reality only to find Fina practically convulsing with scarcely contained veneration. Ultimate moves? She clasps her hands together, breathing heavily. To be able to wield such power, perhaps one day I too could do the same, and I could travel the world, inflicting pain on evildoers everywhere. Not wanting to instill any wild ideas in the girl's head, you quickly explain that ultimate moves require years and years of dedicated training to master, and that's on top of an already intense weapons training regimen. You think I can't do it, don't you? Fina huffs. Just like my father, but don't you fear, one day I'll prove to everyone that Fina Agir is a force to be reckoned with. She clenches her fist, flames practically visible in her eyes. Then, all of a sudden, she giggles with a sickly sweet smile. Come on, we're almost there. The more you learn about this girl, the more she scares you. Nevertheless, you've no choice but to follow her. Upon making sure you look presentable, you hightail it after her towards the nearby bridge. As you approach the wooden planks, however, you can't help but notice the palpable change in the breeze, almost as if the very air itself were tingling with energy. Something feels wrong. Something feels very wrong. And the feeling only grows with each step. We're going to go ahead and follow Fina in deeper and deeper into the forest. Wait for us! Pinhead. Stubborn as always, I see, Samuel. You're making me feel like some kind of witch. A witch! I wouldn't dream of it. A witch has a heart, after all. Strong words from someone in your position. Why should you care about humans anyway? Leave behind the filth and join me in splendor. Wouldn't you like your old life back? If not for you, then for your dearly departed family. The precious sister of mine is nothing compared to me. Become my knight, Samuel, a knight of the Ruby Star Army. Even the cruelest of tortures would be less painful than staring at your mug all day. Torture is one thing I excel at. Prepare yourself, Samuel. I'll have you at my side. Or no one will. Gods, seize him. Touch Samuel, you'll have to deal with me, you red-haired bimbo. Humans. I thought I smelled filth. Kill the little beasts. I don't want one of them left alive. Over my dead body. "15 years and your winning personality hasn't deteriorated a bit, has it, Amaris? If it isn't my dear sister Marissa, I always knew you had a bizarre love affair with humans, but hiding inside one? Think of father. At least the years have done you well, Samuel. My queen! To think I would live to hear your voice, sweet voice, again. I was so naive in thinking our Imperial Knights could actually work together to protect our great city, wasn't I, Amaris? But don't you see? They'll all work together, once they all work for me. So much for the sisterly reunion. I guess some things never change. Hey you, get ready for a trip, because I'm going to fill you up with everything I've got. If we somehow manage to get out of here alive, I'll tell you everything. I promise. It's just as father always wished. 9 nights. No less, no more. You wouldn't dare, Marissa. A human? As a knight? Don't make me laugh. And I've got more than that up my sleeve. In the name of the Sapphire Sun, I call upon thee. Fill the terms of your contract. Sorrow, lend me your aid. Fight for me, my knights. Champions of something. I didn't see that. Oh, solid. That's the thing. And bam, Jack. Come get some, queen. Oh no, you did. Oh no, you did not. Ooh. Heh, so this is what it comes down to. You've always were a good little dog, Phoenix. I merely follow orders. Is that not a knight's duty? Or have you forgotten, Samuel? Stay away from Samuel, you great something. Ooh, dark powers for too much. So pitiful. Without the scale, you're nothing but common riffraff. I want all of them brought with us. I want to deal with them personally. But can common riffraff do this? What's a knight of my queen? Always a knight of my queen. What are you doing? Don't tell me. Are you insane? You'll kill us all. Even yourself. You, kid. I'm gonna have to make my exit. Watch out for them, would you? Protect the queen. As for you, my dear, old friends, I'll see you in heck! And then some French word. Pretty sure it's not French, though. You're woken from your slumber by a throbbing headache ripening just beneath your temples. Wiping the crust from your eyes with a groan, you push yourself up from an unfamiliar bed to find yourself in an equally as unfamiliar room. You feel mild alarm. But even more alarming is your lack of clothes. Instinctively, covering yourself with a blanket, you dash towards the nearby chest of drawers, where your garments lie carefully folded, and quickly expedite them onto your frame. Modesty always has been one of your finest qualities. Venturing towards the door with mild trepidation, you twist the handle with a creak. The sight before you is blinding. Literally, because your eyes haven't adjusted to the sun yet. You walk out, feeling a bit like a bat, and promptly run into a soft body. Oh dear, you'll have to excuse me. I didn't notice you were... The girl blinks innocuously as you slowly wrench open your eyes. Once you seem to have regained possession of your sight, she continues. Da? Call me Annie. I'm the on-call nurse in this town. A crew of fishermen found you and dear Fina unconscious down by the beach, so the mayor asked if I couldn't look after you. You've been unconscious for 3 days now. Alright. Annie reaches out a hand to feel your forehead, big blue eyes narrowing in concentration. It seems you've recovered most of your strength. I'll admit, for a while there, we were worried you'd never come to. It was fortunate those fishermen found you when they did. You asked about Fina's condition, worried she might have suffered the same fate. Fina? Oh, she's been up and about for the past day or so. Told her father everything. When the mayor heard, he wanted to make sure you got the best treatment. And we've completed that mission. Everyone's been quite beside themselves with worry, but you seem to have gotten through the worst of it. Anything still bothering you? Still a bit weak around the knees, I'm sure. And the sun obviously already did a number on your eyes. She laughs to herself while giving you a quick once-over. You test out the various functions of your body, giving your arms a stretch, shaking out your legs, twisting your hips. The actions prove more tiring than usual, for sure, but nothing seems to be broken. There's also the headache pounding just beneath your eyes, but you hope that will fade in due time. More than yourself, you find your thoughts stuck on what happened on that island. Fina, Samuel, that weird pixie girl. An answer or two might be just the thing to assuage your headache. You ask Annie if you might talk to the mayor and sort some things out. We will accept that request first. Before we do, it is time to end this episode.